Hello everyone, today we have a new video review and this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM. So this is a kit in 1/35 scale and it's a part of their Chernobyl series. So as you can see we get the kit number 6 as it's written here and the set number is 35906. So it's a diver set. We should get 4 figurines, 3 divers and 1 guy helping them to prepare for a dive. So it's quite an interesting scene, I would say, especially in this scale, so you can combine it into some interesting diorama. And again, you should not be limited by only the Chernobyl setting. You can use it in some other projects as well, and I think it's completely fine. But the main thing is that we have the commercial sample here, so it means you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. This is the final shape of this kit and nothing will change if you get it, for example, from Modeli Mix. So the box size, as you can notice, is typical for this brand. Here is comparison with my hand, and the box art shows, as I said, what we actually get inside. And also here on the side you will find some information about the kit. I will just take a look as well. So we have 33 parts for assembly of 4 figures and 21 parts for various equipment. I guess it will be for the diving equipment. And here we can also see those figurines as a profiles, but of course we will check all of this stuff closer because there will be a separate marking guide or painting guide if you prefer, which will be printed on the paper. So what I'm doing now is cutting through the stickers which are holding the top cover in place. As you remember, the top lid is color printed, but it's quite thin, so it does not provide any protection. That's why there is a separate white cardboard box. And by the way, we reviewed the previous sets as well, I mean the Chernobyl sets, so if you would like to check them as well, I really recommend to take a look because they were also offering quite an interesting combo. So here is what I was talking about. As you can see, it's really flexible. And then if I open this box, here is what we have inside. So all of these frames are packed into one plastic bag, and then we have also assembly manual on the bottom. So just give me a second, I'll open it. It's a resealable plastic bag, so it's quite easy and quick to open. And we can start with figures parts. They are placed on the biggest frame, obviously, because we have 4 figurines, so each of the corners of this frame are dedicated to the figurines. And you can see that we have, I would say, quite a standard parts division for 1/35 scale. It means separate legs, hands and one piece torso. Note that, for example, here we have also head pre-molded with the torso, but I think it's worth zooming in even closer so that you can see what we are actually talking about. So all of these parts, I would say, should be familiar, or the overall design should be familiar to modelers who already worked with figurines from ICM. So as you can see, the sculpting is really decent, and let's not forget the fact that we are dealing here with the plastic parts, so this is out of the box details, and in my opinion this is a really great thing to get in the standard package. And of course, if I flip over the sprue, you will not find any guiding elements, so that's one of the biggest challenges usually with such sets, because your idea, or the main idea of the figurine assembly, is to get the, I would say, convincing joints between the hands and one piece torso. So be sure to align everything properly, and even though the poses are predefined here, still you have to pay attention how they will be aligned together. And of course you will have to get rid of any edges or gaps between the parts, because it will be important for achieving the more or less convincing appearance of those figurines in the finished state. Next we continue with the Sprue B. So we have actually 3 sprues of this type. I will show you on one, so let's zoom in again. And here is what we have inside this frame. So these are actually, as I say, diving equipment parts. We have the oxygen bottles. We have also special attachment points for the back and also the oxygen masks as far as you can see here. So everything is molded nicely, but you can see in comparison with my fingertip, these are really tiny parts. So definitely try to get the sharp tweezers, because otherwise it will be a nightmare trying to get all of this stuff together. And by the way, if you flip it over here, we have the guiding pins for the oxygen bottles. And as for the oxygen bottles, I wonder why they were separated into two halves, because it would be more useful to have them as a single piece part. This way they will be solid one piece elements. Next we continue with the separate clear frame. So here we have it packed into a separate plastic bag, and I will show it in a second. So here it is. We have the face masks for the divers, and it's really cool that they're provided as a clear parts, because it means that you will actually be able to replicate some facial expressions behind these masks. So definitely a good thing to have out of the box. And next we continue with assembly manual. So here I will close the lenses a bit so that it won't be that bright for you. And as you can see, it is printed on the separate paper. We have the parts map. Short history note was on the box side, but definitely try to find some reference material, because it will provide you with more background story on why these divers were used in Chernobyl. And next we continue with the colors chart. There should be also the special set from ICM paints. And here you can see the marking guide, which is combined together with assembly manual. So here I would say it's somewhat standard, because we do not get a lot of variations, as you can see, but still, again, if you find some reference material in form of real photos, you'll be able to replicate some more stuff on your figures. And of course, as you remember, the figurines from ICM, they do not include any decals. So in case you would like to replicate some writings or the chevrons, you have to do it with your own hands and tools. But also we have the small, well, it's not exactly small, but it's something different from what we are used to see in the figurine sets. So this is the special cardboard stand, and this is something I also recommend sometimes to modelers, because as you can see, this cardboard box gives you a perspective on the scene. You do not have to do it in a 3D, you actually have it in a 2D, and then you just place the figurines, and it will be quite an interesting project to replicate. Of course, you can also add more, because maybe some grass and other stuff will make it less plain in terms of the basement, but otherwise it's really cool bonus to have out of the box. And this is actually one of the main features of this Chernobyl sets, because the previous ones were also featuring such thing in the box. So overall we get a decent kit in 1/35 scale. As I said, it's not limited by the Chernobyl setting. You can use it in some different thing, but it would be shame not to use this figurine stand. You can get it in Modelimex webshop, and of course I will be happy to hear your opinion. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.